Let's go back to the winning moment. Okay, winning moment is usually something that beauty queens like you'll always remember for the rest of your lives. So take us back to the moment when you were crowned Miss Universe Mexico. What was running through your mind?
Oh my God, a lot of things because I have to admit that we were super tired. We started recording at 9 p.m. and I was crowned at 7 a.m. from the next day. So it was a
Wow.
long night. It was like 5 a.m. and we were like, oh, come on, just let's do this and let's crown the winner and let's go to bed, please. But after answering all the questions of the top 10, I felt very confident about my answer and I felt pretty confident that I could win and go to Miss Universe. So they were mentioning all the girls, and I remember I was so agitated and a little nervous because they were mentioning the winners of other contests. So they mentioned the winner that was going to um, Miss
Yes.
Charm
Okay.
and Hispanoamericana
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
Latinoamericana Universal, and they
Mm-hmm.
were mentioning them. So every time they were going to mention the winner, I would feel so agitated, saying to myself, "Please, I don't want." I mean, it's not that I didn't want to go to those pageants, but I really wanted to go to Miss Universe. So I
Yeah.
was just waiting for them to not mention my name. So every time they didn't mention my name, I was like, "Okay, we're still in the competition. Okay, this is good. This is good." And they kept on going. And at the end, I just felt it. It is weird because I felt peace in me. I was just so happy. I was enjoying the moment. I forgot that I was super tired and I didn't sleep for
Mhm.
that day. And when they mentioned my name, it just felt like it was meant to be. It's so weird. Um, and it also was weird because we didn't have an audience, so there was nobody like cheering. My family was not there, and it
Mhm.
was different from all the other experiences I have had. But it was great because I had my crown, and I couldn't believe it when Lupita Jones approached me and she had the sash and the crown. I was like, oh my God, this is real. Like, this is real. I'm going to Miss Universe. And I texted my state director and my family immediately after, well, after having breakfast because I went straight to breakfast. I was so hungry.
Because it was 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was 7 a.m. I texted my family and my national director, and they were crying, and it felt so amazing. Like all the efforts, all the work that we did for almost a year, and we had the crown. That's awesome because I always have believed that this is not only my job. This is
Mhm.
a team effort. And it feels so good when your team feels proud of you and when we realize that all the work uh, has been paid off.
Wow.
Yes.
And yeah, and then so far as a Miss Universe Mexico, what has been your most memorable experience as Miss Universe Mexico?
Mm, well, one of the things that I love the most about being the representative of my country is being able to go to meet the people and have different like activities. But since we are in a pandemic, that's been hard. So I have to say that the most memorable thing it's been, well, I have two. One of them, it was last weekend when I went to Albuquerque and Denver, Colorado, because I got to meet a lot of people. And I love that the Latin community in the United States is so huge and they're
Mhm.
so passionate about beauty contests. And
I
I love that
know.
yeah, I love it. And I met a lot of young girls that are trying to participate in different beauty pageants. And they had a lot of questions. They were so curious about my journey in this world, and I got to share with them my experiences and to share with them a little maybe like tips that they could use at their contests. And I loved to see their faces, and they were so excited, and they were so happy that we were having that moment. And that's inspiring for me because at the end, that's why we're here. we are trying to inspire other people. Maybe if they're trying to be in a pageant, but maybe they're trying to succeed in whatever they're working at. And my duty as Mexicana Universal or as a representative of Miss Universe is to inspire them to keep on going, to work hard for their dreams and to don't give up. And I know that it's going to be hard. It's been hard for me plenty of
Mhm.
times, but being here and looking back into my life makes me realize that it is possible. So definitely it was this journey to Albuquerque in Denver.
Okay, wow. I love it. Now,
Yeah.
I believe you're really inspiring a lot of, girls and even young girls or children in particular. So, Drew will now be asking to you your advocacy work. Drew, take it now,
Okay.
Drew.
Yes. Yeah, but before I talk about it, I just want to touch on something. Earlier, I flashed one of your photos during your media tour, and
Yeah.
this photo on the left,
Oh.
where you wore a dress inspired by the Philippine terno,
Pero,
actually went viral here in the Philippines at that time. It was
yeah.
picked up by the media. It was all over the news. So, can you tell us more about the story of this photo?
Of course. Katrina Gray is one of the beauty queens that inspired me the most. And well, she's
Mm-hmm.
from
Mhm.
the Philippines, and I loved all the clothes that she has worn. And I think those sleeves are so iconic. And when I started investigating, I realized that it was like a national costume from the Philippines. And I remember
Yes.
when we were preparing all my outfits for Mexicano Universal, I asked my team, I want to have a dress inspired in the Filipino terno. Please, please, please. I just love it. I think it's so elegant. And I want to, it's like thanking the people from the Philippines because I have had
Yes.
so much support from you people, and I'm so thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And you have been with me since I was at Miss World. And I love that my voice and my image has gone through to that places because
Mhm.
I mean being a Miss World or a Miss Universe is about that, touching people from different places around the world and having followers from the Philippines, from India, from
Yes.
places where
Different.
I haven't been at. It's very inspiring. So it was a way of me thanking you for all the support, and also because one of my favorite Miss Universe queens is from the Philippines.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's a nice story. Now we know the full story of the dress. I have to say the dress was really executed really well, and it looks
Thank
good
you.
on
Yes.
you.
Thank
So
you.
now I
I
wanna
loved it. Oh,
yes,
sorry.
yes. Yeah, go ahead, Andrea.
Oh no,
You,
I
you
was
can
just
tell.
going to say that I loved it. But I didn't find the occasion to wear it during competition. But I think it was better that way because I got to use them at the media tour, and I think it had way more impact being already
Yes.
Mexicano Universal.
The butterfly sleeve actually was a big thing during the late 1980s and early 1990s at Miss Universe, Miss USA, Miss Teen USA stage. And I'm pretty sure that Lupita Jones could attest to that because during her time, I guess there were so many delegates who wore that kind of design in their evening
Yeah,
gown competition.
exactly.
And it's now
Yeah.
Yeah, for
coming
sure.
back actually. It's back again. It's just like a
Yeah, and I love
cycle.
it. I want to
Drew.
wear one again at Miss Universe. I have to.
Yes.
Okay. Now, before Drew, I just want to give a shout out to your national director, Lufita Jens. Thank you so much for allowing you with us. Before I
Hi,
forgot,
Thank you,
Lupita.
Lupita. Beso,
uh,
Hola.
Lupita.
one of the best Miss
Okay.
Universe.
So now at this point, we want to talk about your advocacy work. On your social media, you've been very vocal and active about it. So, and in your Miss Universe profile, you mentioned that as an activist, your focus is on women's rights and inclusion. So please, could you tell
Yeah.
us more about this?
Well, yeah, I want to use my voice as Mexicana Universal and the spot that I'm going to have at Miss Universe to talk about the harassment, the street harassment that we live daily in our cities, but also about the gender violence because it is something that is happening here in my country and that it makes me very, very sad. But I know that it's not exclusive from Mexico, that it happens all
Mhm.
around the world. And I think it's time to talk about it. Of course, we have been talking about it more and more, but we need more people to realize that this is an issue that we are living in our society, because we have normalized it so much. We believe that I don't really know the word in English, but we call it piropo. When you're going on the streets and someone calls you, "Hey, beauty! Hey, do you want to come?" Things like that. They're so
Catcalling.
uncomfortable. Catcalling, yeah, exactly. Thank you. And they're so uncomfortable, and they think it's funny. And even us as women, we sometimes laugh about it. And I think we have to stop doing that, and we have to realize that it's harassment. And this is just one representation of violence against women. There are plenty. And we're talking about femicide, we're talking about the micromachismos, that we have them so normalized in our society, and we have it in our culture. But not because it has been in our culture for years and years, it means that it's right.
Yes.
And we're talking about also about gender roles. Not because we are so used to them mean that it's right. And that's why I want to talk about it at Miss Universe, because I believe it's a topic that it's not as visible as it should be. And in order to change things in our society, we have to talk about it. We have to make people change their beliefs. And well, that's why I've been working on that. And also, it's very important for me because I realized this only about 3 years ago. And at some point, I was angry with myself. Like, how could you not realize this before?
Yes.
I come from Chihuahua, and the violence against women there, it's very harsh. Did you know that 10 women die here because of femicide in Mexico? That's a lot, and that shouldn't be
Yes.
happening. But I didn't realize that before. I would see this pink crosses around the city, and I didn't realize the meaning of it. Do you know the meaning of a
Mhm.
pink cross? It means
Yeah.
death of a woman because of femicide. And we see that around the city. But because they're always there, we don't really see them anymore. But I think it's
Yes.
important that every time we see them, we realize the meaning of it. And we understand that we have to change the pattern in order to have a better society. So I started working with the Municipal Institute for Women in Ciudad Juarez. And right now we have this campaign that is about street harassment. Because
Mhm.
we realized that in Ciudad Juarez, one of the most dangerous spots in the city is downtown. And there's where the women are harassed, and there's where they are kidnapped. And we implemented this like secure street for women. We have security, and we also have new sanctions, because it is not only making the people conscious about it, but we have to implement sanctions for the people that are doing this, so that they
Yes.
realize that it is wrong. But also, even if we have laws, if we don't change the way that we think as society, we are not going to apply those laws. And that's why I want to keep talking about it, to slowly be changing people's mindset.
Yes. And that is very noble of you to put these issues forward, because as a beauty queen, as Miss Universe Mexico, you have the platform and the voice to actually do
Exactly.
and make a change. So
Exactly.
thank you
And
for
I
sharing.
want to things, and I want to add a little bit more about it.
Yes,
Mm,
yes, Andrea.
when I realized it, my sister is a feminist. She became a feminist before I did, and I have learned so much from her. And she's one of the people that inspire me to keep talking about this. So after I joined Mexicana Universal, I really wanted to give it purpose to the crown. I really
Mhm.
wanted to do something meaningful. Of course, I have given this meaningful aspect to the crown by inspiring with my story, because I think it is also inspiring, like how I managed to overcome all the difficult situations that I have had in life. But I wanted something more. And talking with my sister and talking about the topics at my house, and actually realizing that even my family was rejecting this kind of thoughts, made me realize that I have to do something about it. Because if this is happening in my own house, it is happening in other people's house. And that's why I wanted to give this meaning to my crown.
Yes. So thank you for sharing your advocacy work, Andrea. And now at this point, we want to talk and move forward about to talk about your preparations for Miss Universe. So
Sure.
a lot of fans are excited to know some details about the preparations. But I want to ask, how different are you preparing now for Miss Universe compared to when you were preparing for Miss World?
If I'm being honest, I think my preparation for Miss Universe